Hello everyone. In this video I'll be telling you about how to connect two systems. This is the front end system and another is the back end system. The front end system is made in Next.js and the back end system is made in Django Python framework. So this is the working front end system where we enter one day quick data like this: pregnancies, glucose, blood pressure, skin thickness, insulin, BMI, diabetes predictive function, age. Diabetes predictive function means that the historical data, the genetic data are stored and it is calculated using a function where the numerand is the number of family histories members who are affected by diabetes divided by total number of family members. So if the patient don't have these datas, then by default we have to select the diabetes prediction function to 0.1, and then we have to enter the family history data. Father has or had diabetes, or grandmother has had diabetes, part, paternal grandparents and parents. Now after entering the data, when we submit the data, your first day data risk assignment is being processed. The message session message is popped up and the backend process is being processed. It takes few minutes to process the data. After processing the data through API, we will be displaying the backend result in the frontend UI view. Yes, after waiting some time, the result is displayed like this. Risk assignment result not at risk probability 5%, and key hill indicators are given here, then data analysis, then recommendation. So how does this API system work? The first thing is to for working this API system is to create an API using backend. I've created the API in backend like this. In the config API, in the URLs, I've created the URL for calling API predict like this. Then this path is used in API URLs, and here the function is called, views is called. So the function looks like this. So we are sending JSON response if the data is processed correctly. So to check this, we need to use postman like this. Postman method post. Then we have to insert the URL API predict. The IP address is the address where the backend system is currently being run, which is 1.2.7, which is localhost, and 8000 port. So keeping the port and IP address, and after that the API predict URL, which is given in the set config URLs folder here like this. API predict, after keeping that, and then inserting the body values, the input form field. Then after sending the request to post method, we get the result. We need to also modify our headers, keeping application JSON, since the post response is application JSON. So we need to keep the headers. Then body, in the body we have to select raw, then in JSON format we need to insert the input fields like this. After inserting and posting the data, the form, our API will be called. Here the API will be called in API URLs. The API path will be sent. Then in predict diabetes function, the method post will be called. If request method equal to post, then the data is loaded like this. The predictor stores the diabetes prediction function data, then it sends the result predict data in return form, JSON response form. It takes some time to process the data. Yes. Okay, successful message is shown here and the result is displayed like this, which means our backend system is working perfectly fine. The only thing that need to be done now is to send the form data using post method in frontend in Next.js. So after this, in Next.js, in the check risks page, I have sent the post request in this format, in this URL, using vitals data, and the response is stored in the rest variable, and rest data is fetched from the API call. So like this, the API is working like this, and the result is shown like this. Thank you.